Hi, welcome back to another update on the Halvorsen build. We're at the front of the vessel at the moment, and in the last video we mentioned about the domes on top of the Targa Arch and the roofing panels that are going underneath the cockpit deck head. This here is the domes that I got. These are a moulded plastic that I managed to get from China. They're actually made for the Starlink dish. Well, say dish, it's more like a solar panel really, but anyway, it is designed for the Starlink that we've got. I got two so we can balance the look on the vessel, because I hate it when you don't have things that are symmetrical. So if we would have one of these, that meant we'd need about a 4-metre mast to get everything else up above it. So anyway, I've got two of these. One will have a TV antenna, the other one will have Starlink as we discussed. You can see we're prepping these because we're going to paint them the same colour as the hull and the topsides, which is all Craft 2000 off-white, so they'll all match. And you can see Dave there preparing the base of one of the domes. The other things I wanted to show you, yeah, good on you, is these are the roofing panels that Smarty there's just taken one of them over there. So these are the panels that are going in the overhead above the cockpit lounge. We've used a 10mm PVC board, which is pretty common in the marine industry. It's very light, doesn't rot, and we've made the templates, fitted everything up, and this is in the process now of being painted. But with this one here, we've got, you would have seen we've got like a gloss off-white margin going right round the underside of the Flybridge overhang, and these are going to be a satin finish. So they're going to be off-white but in a satin finish, because you need to have that contrast. I think it's nice to not have too much shine above your head, especially that you're going to have all these downlights as well and whatever. So I think it's going to be the right look. That also then sort of corresponds what's going on in the salon, where we're going to have satin eggshell on the deck head there. So no gloss on the roof, basically, in layman's terms. So you can see all the panels here. So these are all being primered. We're in the process of being primered. You'll see guide coat on a couple of them. But they're all being fitted, so we'll remove them, paint them, and then they'll be glossed and then satined, and then go back on. So what we're actually going to do with these ones, just so the viewers, you guys know, we've used Allcraft 2000. Now the off-white is a mixed colour, but it's one of their main sort of colours that they do, and we got that in a gloss. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the gloss, then we've got to block it back, and then we'll put a satin clear over the top, and that will give us the satin finish with the same colour match as the rest of the boat. If we go to, we wanted a actual satin off-white, we've got to go to Allcraft SE, which would be a different mixed colour, or we've got to go to a different brand of paint. And I don't really want to start mixing paint systems either, because we've used All Grip right through the construction of the vessel, so we're going to stick with that. So that's the plan with these. They'll be gloss, of course, the domes. So what we'll do, we'll go for a walk around. I'll show you a couple of cabinets, a couple of other things. We'll go up on the boat and show you what's been going on in the last week. Here we are at Scotty's workstation, and what you can see at the moment, these are the window boxes that go in the bathrooms. So we've got 3 bathrooms aft, so we've been working on those. So these are the window boxes that will go around the porthole, and then they're going to have the same coving and finish as what you've seen already in the accommodation, the cabin side of things. That's the box section there. So we'll show you this now, and then once it's back in place again, you'll sort of get a bit of an understanding of it. And we'll go back into the into the bathroom, the ensuite, and I'll show you exactly what we're going on with there. Here's another one you can see. Now, we did have these cutouts in here because we've got to put exhaust fan ducting and that in to get all the fumes and what have you out of the bathroom. So where you put the motor, you need to be able to obviously get access to that in order to repair it, replace it, or anything like that. So we're not in the business of laminating boxes and things into a boat and putting motors and electrical components behind them that you can't get to if you need to replace them, and eventually they will wear out. So we need to do that. So that's why you'll see some of these cutouts there. That's another panel which has it's in the process of being dinelled and glassed together. These here are the bedside tables that are going in the twin berth cabins, which we've showed you before. So they're getting closer to being ready for painting. Oh, you don't have to run away. So these ones here, you can, don't mind that, that's pencil marks, but basically they're all pretty much ready to go away to get clear coated, and then they'll have a corian cap on the top. So what we'll do now is we're going to go upstairs into the boat and we'll show you what's been going on there. So here we are on the aft deck, and what you can see above my head, this is 3M dual lock. So it's actually, I wouldn't say Velcro, everyone says Velcro, but it's not. It's sort of a bit similar, and you can see it's hard plastic, but there's no part A and part B. It's the same, and it locks back on itself, which is why they call it dual lock. It's really heavy duty. It holds about 60 kilos per foot length or something like that. So what we're using that for is to actually secure those panels up here that we showed you just earlier downstairs. So there's other fastening arrangements that we can use, but and we'll show you that as the build progresses, because we're using a different clip on the inside cabinets, inside deckhead. But for out here, this was the better one because, well, mainly because of the restriction was this. We had 12 millimeters here, and our board's 10 millimeters. By the time you start putting paint, primer, paint, etc., and a fastening system on it, we didn't want it hanging down below this. So we actually had, if we were going to use the plastic clips, we had to knock about 5-6 millimeters off the thickness of it. With this here, we were able to use this, do a slight router on the underside of the panels that I've showed you, and then that'll fit on, and it comes up perfectly flush with the margin here. So what I mentioned again before, we've got gloss margin, and then we'll have satin finished panels, and you'll see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels, and they'll all sit in there with about a 2 millimeter gap between them. We've blacked out as well, so you can see that we've actually blacked out between where the joins are, so that sort of hides the joint as well. You don't sort of notice it as much, and you can see right around the perimeter there, that's all been blacked out as well. Right around here, well, that's the sort of the standard practice on how you should finish off your joins. In amongst the jungle of wires that you're starting to see a lot more of on the vessel is a lot of the red sheath cable, and what that's for, it's for all the fire and safety system on the vessel. We're going to have the display unit up here, which will control the dampers and the fire system in the engine room and all the sensors and everything through the vessel. But we use a red sheath cable. It's a special one for the fire system. It's still, inside of it looks like normal wires, but it's in a red sheath, and it's a lot stiffer, and it's different rating and all that type of thing, which is what they have to have for the fire safety side of things. The vessel's not in survey, but there is systems in place that we are doing to a survey standard, because things like fire system, you don't want to skimp on that. It's got to be done properly. So that's what we're using this cable for. We showed you the teak capping in the last video, and we've added some more here. So this has all been dry fitted in the right position now, and what we've done is we've finished off the scarf joint, and we've got our second section of timber in there. We've also done the starboard side as well. It's sitting down on the workbench at the moment, but you can see that's all been weighted down. What we're actually going to do is this section here is all going to be glued into one piece. Partly because there's a lot of curvature in this, and we think that if we don't glue it all up and then fasten it to the deck, we're going to get some bows in it. So what we're doing at the moment is we're getting it all ready. It will be all glued together, which it is. That's why it's got all the clamps and everything on. And then we'll do the other side, then that'll come off the vessel, and then the deck gets prepared, and then we glue and screw it back on together. Other thing I want to show you while we're here is our ice box. This is basically insulated ice box which drains out the side of the deck. We've got the lid, you've got the side here. We are doing a corian top here, so at the moment we're just doing up some templates for the lid, and so we'll have corian on here, corian on here. It's going to be 12 mil with a radius edge, and then we'll offset the hinges into that. Then we'll be working out, we're going to put a gas strut and all that type of thing on it as well. So that's sort of coming together. All the inside is all finished as well. What we'll do now is we'll go up to the penthouse, the Flybridge, and I'll show you what we were doing this week up there. Following on from our discussion last week on the Flybridge layout, cupboards, etc., we've now got the chiller lines for the AC is all in, and now we've boxed it in with that. we've done that. There's no, like, it's all been pressure tested. There's really no need to be able to get back into that space now that it's all been fitted, and that'll be coming down through the cabinetry in the salon. Here's one of our side cabinets here, so you can see the offset shelves and things in there. They'll have all fiddles on them as well, and these are going to be all coved and radius and 2-pack painted. And we've got the same thing on the starboard side as well, as you can see there. And probably one of the biggest changes is we've put the lid on the helm. So I'm going to be quick for our photographer there, but so we've got all this on now. We did gloss paint the underside of it, so that was all done prior to installation. And we did as much work as we can prior to putting the lid on, and now the lid's on, so now we can start to work on the actual dash layout. And you saw our beautiful spotlight in one of the earlier videos, and that's going to go about here. So we're going to put a raised plinth here for that, and the spotlight will sit up here and look really, really nice. That'll be the access there, and obviously the fridges go in here. You can see all the bits and pieces of the AC side of things is all in, so we'll give that a clean. We've put protection and everything down, so you can see all that on the deck. And then now the electricians and the plumbing and hydraulics and all that stuff will start to get fitted. That's about it, I think. Just a quick one for today, so I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll give you another update in a week's time. Excuse the noise, the guys are coming back from lunch. Yeah, look, I hope you're enjoying it. That's sort of where we're at the moment. There's a lot happening, and a lot happening that you haven't seen. Paint-wise, there's a lot of work going on in the paint shed. There's a lot of stuff that's almost ready for installation. So we're pretty close to having a lot of the componentry installed back on the vessel. So I reckon within the next couple of months, it's going to go boom, and you're going to really start to see some changes, and we're getting pretty excited about that. So look, stick with us. There's a lot to go yet, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Please like and subscribe and tell all your friends and all that sort of stuff to come and watch it, because it is an exciting project. We're having a lot of fun. It's an absolute pleasure to be doing this vessel.